Hey everybody, hey, it's Lee, Godbold Junk Removal Authority, where we help junk removal business owners make more money and live a better life. Over the last 4 or 5 years, we've become known for our great Google Ads campaigns. We've run a lot of them, and we get better every single year, every single month. We're always learning something, improving on something, and keeping up with the ever-changing world of Google Ads for junk removal companies. Our expertise started, we built up our own junk removal business, Junk Doctors, out of North Carolina, into a $3 million a year company. We've spent over $1 million on ads just with Junk Doctors. So the neat thing is we definitely know how to look at it from a business owner's perspective, what's important to a business owner. If we can help you out with your Google Ads, head over to junkrA.com and get in touch with us. We'd love to help. Okay, so this is just one thing that we kind of look for. If I pop into this campaign right here, this is a customer of ours, kind of in the Midwest, and got a good budget. So if we look at the daily budget, they're looking at spending about $150 per day. But over the last 7 to 14 days, the campaign has gone south. So what we're seeing is a bad cost per conversion number. So he went from like a cost per conversion number in the 60s up to 175, and I've gone in and verified that like this is correct. We've gone into our call system. This isn't underreporting conversions. Cost per conversion just sucks right now. So anytime something like this changes, we pop in. It flags. I get flagged to come in and take a look at it because this campaign's kind of gone south pretty quick. So one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to look at the junk removal campaign and just kind of go through some of the different statistics. So I'm looking at the conversion rate. This conversion rate sucks. We want to see like 13, 15, 20, 25. We got some campaigns convert 30% of the time. This is coming in at 2%, under 2%. So atrocious, absolutely atrocious results. Click-through rate's not bad. I'd like to see it a little bit higher than that, but it's not a big deal. I don't really worry too much about click-through rate in this case because he's losing out to budget by so much. He's losing 73% out the budget. So I start worrying a lot more about click-through rate when this number gets to be lower, where you're no longer maximizing your budget out, and the more people get you click, the more potential conversions. You pay attention a little bit to it though, because quality scores is dependent a bit on the click-through rate on your ad. So it is important, but I'm not as concerned with this number because it's not bad. It could be better, but it's not bad. The main thing I'm focusing on is cost per conversion. So I keep, looking, and the next thing I'm looking at is, all right, what's the average cost per click? All right, we're coming in at $16. This is on the junk removal campaign. We're coming in at $16 cost per click, which is kind of high. If you look throughout the country, I mean, there's some areas you might see 18, but a lot of areas, normal cost per clicks are 8, 9, 10, $11, somewhere in that range. So at first glance, you would think if they're at 16, they're going to be showing pretty well in terms of impression share percentage or top impression share, an absolute top. So maybe we have these bids kind of almost like too high. People are going into it, but they're shopping and they're not converting, which can happen. It's amazing. Sometimes you can be up too high. But then I pop over here and I look at these impression share numbers. So remember, search impression share is of all the times people in your area that you're targeting searched for keywords that you're targeting, how many times during the time that you're targeting, how many times did you show? So what's the percentage of times that you showed for all the searches where you were eligible to show? In this case, it's 25%. So this is a popular area he's in. We want to see this number higher if the campaign's performing well, but a lot of times it's just a matter of him spending more. If you look right here, that's exactly what's going on. He's not really losing to rank. He's losing to spend. All right, so the next thing I look at, I do want to pay a lot of attention to, and that's top impression share. So it's of the 25% of the times you showed, what percentage of all those times that you showed did you appear up top? And this is at 22%. This is lower than what we want to see. We want to see this number most of the time be in the 60% to 80% or so range, maybe 50% at least, 50, 60 in that range. I'm pretty happy normally. Absolute top. I just don't want to see this number too high. So at 18.5, like that's normally where I want it. I like seeing 20, maybe 30. If it's much over 30, we're probably bidding a bit too much. So these numbers don't look great. And the next thing that I look at when I see this 23%, it's why is it so low when we have a $16 average cost per click, which is high. So the first thing I get to thinking is, all right, do the quality scores on these keywords suck? So I'll pull this up, go into this campaign. Let's go into the junk removal campaign. And if we look at the keywords in the junk removal campaign and we look at quality score, they're not bad. The junk removal near me, a lot of times that's the lowest one anyway, but 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, that's pretty good. If we go to junk pickup, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, pretty good. So it's not a quality score issue. So generally at this point, what I'm noticing when I'm looking at these campaigns is, all right, cost per click is high, top impression share is low, quality scores are pretty good. For the most part, that tells us this is just a super competitive area, right? At this given point. So something has occurred in the past few weeks. And what we'll do is we'll pop in and we'll look to see what happened, to see if there's new competitors in the market. But something in the past few weeks, there's some competitors that have raised up their bids and have made this a much more competitive market. So what we have to do, and we try and catch this in about a 7-day time frame. In this case, we did. It's been about 7. We're looking at a 7-day time frame here. If you go back 14 days, it looked better, and then 30 days, it was okay. It was like in the 60s. So I love seeing cost per conversions in the 40s and 50s. We have a lot of campaigns in the 30s, especially in their smaller areas. You're not going to get that out of this area because we got good quality scores, we got good ad copy. The next thing, I guess the one other thing we didn't check is, hey, let's make sure landing pages are doing like they should. So I'm not going to. So you'll pop into landing pages. You're going to see all these are blurred out. I'm not going to pull up the web page because I can't tell you which company this is because we're kind of showing some proprietary information. So all this is going to get blurred out. But what I can tell you is I popped over here. Landing page looks good. I've opened the landing page, and it's working properly. It's built to convert, and it's the same landing page that was converting well. Just a week or two ago. So that's good. All right. At this point, something's changed. Competitors have joined the market. They've raised the bids up. So the only thing that we can do is jump in and also raise our bids up. So we're going to raise up, and I'm going to go into the keywords after this and do this individually. But the one thing I'm going to look at is, all right, $15 average cost per click. Enhanced CPC, which is what we're using right now, will allow it to spend more than your maximum bid if it feels like it needs to convert or somebody's really hot to convert. It can spend more. Now, generally, what it's going to happen is over the course of time, it's going to fall below this $15. So it's still going to average out about right. But this introduces some automated bidding into a campaign. A lot of times we run target CPA. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this particular campaign, we're still on enhanced CPC. We want to see 30 conversions in 30 days, which this campaign has definitely had at times. Matter of fact, we did target CPA. We ran it for about a month and the results were worse. So we switched back over to enhanced. And in this case, they got better. Now they've gotten a little bit worse because the market's become more competitive. So I'm looking at the average cost per click, $17, even though we're aiming at 15, 17 is where it's actually falling for junk pickup. Junk removal is falling at just shy of 16. And junk hauling, with a short enough time frame here, if we expand this out to 14 days, out to 30 days, about the same, $16 or so is where it's falling. So I'm going to actually bump these bids up quite a bit higher than I really want to go, but I want to make a difference. I want to show Google, hey, we want to compete. So I'm just going to jump all these up to 19. When we go to the keyword level, we might create a little bit of variation, make this a little quicker. I'm just going to jump these to 19. Now, what I'm going to do when I raise these up, probably tomorrow we'll pop in and just see, hey, what's happening? But we'll check Monday. And if everything looks like it's doing okay Monday, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to wait for today's Thursday. We're going to wait until Thursday and take a look, and then we might tweak. If we get to Monday and it still hasn't gotten a lot better in terms of our top impression share percentage and the conversions and everything, I might run these up to 20. Now you get to a certain point, we got to understand what the average job sale is, and I'm getting ready to look that information up for this particular customer. You get to a certain point, you just Google Ads profitability wise wouldn't make sense. So if you get to $22 cost per click, in that case, you're going to need to be converting about one every three, one out of every four clicks. Some people do that, but you got to really kind of monitor the numbers. So this is something that pops up a lot of times. What we're able to do is look at these campaigns, and if the cost per conversion number is not great, we actually wind up lowering bids. In this case, despite the bids seeming high, they were actually too low for as competitive a market as this is. At least that's my initial analysis. And with Google Ads, your initial analysis can be wrong, but I've seen this a lot. This is probably going to work, and we're going to check back in on Monday. By Thursday next week, if it's trending, like it should or whatever. Either way, actually Thursday next week, I'll hop on. I'll do another video, and we'll give kind of an update on where it stands and if this move worked or didn't. It might not work. Probably will though. So, hey, if we can do anything on Google Ads for you, digital marketing services, SEO, we got some new web themes coming out soon, website design, all that sort of stuff, or trucks. We're the go-to place for anything junk removal. So check us out at junkremovaltrucksforsale.com if you're looking for trucks, junkrate.com if you're looking for marketing. I'll pop back on every so often and give you guys some Google Ad tips for those of you that are managing your own campaigns, or if you just kind of want to know what goes into it when you hire a management company, or to see if your management company is doing a good job. This is the kind of stuff you can look at. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.